Facing up, yeah. Well, to drive, I mean, there's many reasons why you want to do
Oh,
that.
yeah, I know.
I'm Linda Hansen, and this is my husband, Larry Hansen.
I'm Larry Hansen, and I'm Linda's husband. December 8th, 2016, I was working in my garage, my car. I had a simple task to do. And I think in the middle of it, I took a quick break for some reason. I went and talked to Linda, and I went back to the garage, started working to loosen it up, and that's the last I remember. I was knocked out.
Trapped after a car barreled through his garage.
A life changed in seconds.
Night at 10 on today's TMJ4.
It took firefighters 45 minutes to free Hansen.
It took rescuers from several departments to free Larry Hansen from the rubble.
I want you guys to back out if you can. I think I can lift it. I know his other leg. I got to free his other leg.
Because accidents like this don't normally happen where a car plows into a garage. You looked at it and it took a couple minutes to register, maybe a minute to register.
Jennifer Yeager-Baranek was at a bar earlier that day. Court records show her blood alcohol was 3 times over the legal limit when she decided to drive home.
Even though it's been 2 months, you can still see the tire tracks where Yeager-Baranek allegedly drove her car across this grassy off-ramp straight into Hansen's garage.
Say the car went off that ramp and across the grass, jumping a median and into this retaining wall here. You can still see the damage, slamming right into Larry's garage, pinning him against a car that was inside.
Or 7:09 p.m. it happened, and the clock in the garage stopped. It stopped on the wall.
What happened was I was in another room right next to the garage, and all of a sudden I heard a bang. And it was a small bang, and I thought, well, maybe that was the hood coming down. He's working on the car. And then I heard a huge bang, and I thought, oh my goodness, what was that? So I got out of my chair, and I started going down the hall that's behind the garage. And as I'm walking down the hallway, the cinder block bricks are coming in at my feet. So I'm getting very shook up and wondering, well, what happened? There must have been something happened. I opened the garage door, and all the contents of our garage are to the ceiling. I cannot see it. The screen door and the glass door have all caved in the hallway. There's glass everywhere, smoke. I see red shining. I'm thinking, oh my gosh, there was an explosion, which doesn't make sense because he's working on something that's water, and how could this all happen? So I immediately ran to the phone, called 911, and I called in an explosion. And because we learned later that because I had called that in, it changed from having 1 ambulance, 1 police car responding to having 8 or 10. And one little word, I mean, that's how God works. One little word changed the whole response. Because obviously if one would have came, it wouldn't have been enough. And at that time, with his legs both bleeding, and they had to put tourniquets on both legs, he probably wouldn't have survived.
I was under the car. I was working over it, over the hood, facing the car, and working on the engine, and she came in the garage, hit the car, my feet went, the car was careened ahead, I would say probably 6 to 8 feet. She was going 70 miles an hour, so from 70 to 0 in about 8 feet, and knocked me through a cinder block wall backwards, and my legs went under the car the wrong way. So I was trapped under the car, and that's how I lost my leg. The other one was severely damaged, and I had my face didn't look real pretty because I hit the top of the engine, fractured ribs, dislocated shoulders. What is that? The cups that I found out later.
Rotator cups.
The rotator cups, they still are. I haven't had those repaired yet. I've had enough surgeries. I had to wear the clamshell for the ribs. My thumb was jammed in my hand, jammed down, so I had a cast on that.
So here I am, they're taking him by flight, and I'm trying to figure out what to do next. I thought, well, I need to come back in, you think you're trying to go through everything in your mind so quickly. I wanted to go in and at least get my purse. I don't know when I'll ever be able to get back. And they said they didn't know if I could go back in. They didn't know if our home was stable enough. They had cut all the utilities. And here your front doors are broken into, and you've got to walk away and you've got to pray, God, just protect everything.
The fire department smelled gas,
Yeah.
so they were concerned about that. They weren't
Explosions.
sure where it was coming from.
And if we could come back, if we come back or not, that would have to be coming in the coming days. So, it's like we got to the hospital, and I guess you start praying. I mean, your life is totally at His hands, and you give it up. And in a few weeks before that, I was in Bible study, and we were going through Colossians 1:16. Came to my mind what I was praying to the Lord. And it says that He created everything, and it's all for His glory. And I thought, well, I sure can't handle the situation, but I know He can. So I don't know if I have a home. I don't have anything to go back to. My husband's here laying in bed. I don't know if he's going to survive, but the Lord knows. And I guess from that moment, I started walking a new walk, saying, I'm just going to get through today. Here we are in the hospital. All I have to know is I'm by His side. We're just going to keep praying. And it was just awesome how God just created this huge army of prayer warriors. I mean, yes, you have the technology like Facebook and all that stuff to do that, but I mean...
We heard they were local, regional, national. I mean, Wisconsin, Illinois, Minneapolis, California, into Canada, and even overseas. We heard that people were, many. We continue to hear the people that were praying for us, and we're just so blessed.
Yeah, and, part of it goes, well, why us? We're no different than anybody else, but, He sure can do just awesome things.
The Lord is so awesome. I mean, talking about when the discussions were to lose my leg, at first I thought, is he talking about me? And I'm going to lose my leg? Because, you don't think about that. You don't think it's going to be real. And it was actually, I think, when I talked to God, and it was one of the easiest decisions that I made. I was at peace with it. I wasn't happy for sure, but I guess Linda explained it to me, and without her, through this whole thing, my rock, I would be in a nursing home.
From the accident, I write a blessings journal every day. It's blessings. It's only every day I find blessings in the day. So I write them out every day. So then I look back now and go, wow, how faithful has He been through this? And if I ever need encouragement, I've got, I think it's 25, 30 pages already. I write on my computer every day. How He has been there. It's just amazing.